Okay, so hi honeys, how are you? Tanyanishailoc here, and of course, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys? I hope that you are fine, amazing, popping. Welcome back to another vlog. So I've been receiving some questions, you guys, that perturb more about cost of living here in Kampala, Uganda, but particularly the questions I'm going to be answering in today's vlog. There are questions from a person who is, I think, planning to move to Uganda very, very soon, if I'm not mistaken. And they have been sending me these questions consistently, but I've not gotten time to sit down and actually answer them. And I say let me dedicate these questions because I think that they are going to be very important to a lot of people who think that maybe Uganda might be their half piece of bread, or maybe they are traveling here for business, or whether they are planning to come here and all that other stuff. So I'm going to be giving you all the answers to these questions. Most of these questions are about cost of living here in Kampala, Uganda. For example, what is the monthly salary of a maid to cook at home? Is the maid going to live within the home or outside the home? How much does it cost to visit a doctor? And a lot of other questions. So I'm going to be answering all those questions, question by question. And if you're Ugandan in the house, let me know all your opinions, about every question we're going to be discussing in today's video. Of course, in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share out this vlog, because whenever you do so, it helps to push it a little bit further. Yes, so without any further ado, let us just dive into the vlog right now with the first question. Coming to the first question is saying, what is the monthly salary of a maid to cook? What is the monthly salary of a maid to cook? So I'm going to be giving you my opinion. Guys, if you have another opinion, let us know in the comment section below, as I've been persisting, saying so and so. This is just my own opinion. If you're Ugandan and you have experience with Ugandan housekeepers or Ugandan maids, let us know in the comment section below, So I'm going to first of all give you my opinion, So what you have to know here in Kampala, Uganda, maid salaries range from around 150,000 Ugandan shillings to around 350,000 Ugandan shillings. 150,000 Ugandan shillings, I think that is around 41 US dollars, and 350,000 Ugandan shillings is around 97, 98 US dollars. Yes. So that is a professional, because currently we have different institutions that actually have come up to train housekeepers or maids. These chores which you do at home, though our parents and siblings and people we grow up with, they actually teach us how to do these things. Sometimes you need a document. You need to go to school to actually learn one-on-one, the soft skills, how you have to behave when you are doing these house chores and all that other stuff, So I think YMC, they have a course, and other institutions. Now, if you're going to get a maid from such a background with experience, who has gone to school, who has a certificate, that maid's, monthly salary might range from around 150 to 350,000 Ugandan shillings. But nevertheless, most of the people here in Kampala, Uganda, not only in Kampala, Uganda, but also other districts, they tend to get maids through negotiations. So they tend to get maids through their relatives, their friends, those lines, and they negotiate. So though I've said that it starts from around 150,000 Ugandan shillings, you might find that there is a maid who only requires 100,000 Ugandan shillings to work for you a month, So you have to keep that in mind. So this question, which you asked of what is the monthly salary of a person to cook, I would request you to first of all understand that we have part-time maids, we also have full-time maids. I think this brings me to the second question. This brings me to the second question, which is the maid home living or out living? So, for example, the maid I've just told you about, the salary of the maid I've just told you about, that maid who has gone to school, whose monthly salary is around 150,000 Ugandan shillings to 300,000 Ugandan shillings. Now that maid is going to be staying at home. It's going to be like staying at home or around your home. It's going to be doing almost every chore at home, such as doing laundry, cooking, cleaning, keeping the house, and either if you have children, one or two, they might also go on to take care of those children when you are away on work or you are away somewhere. So all those different things, this one person manages them. This is the second question which I want to attempt right now. So I also want to give you my opinion about this. So it's very important, I think, in my own understanding, to have a maid who is going to be home living or who is going to live around the home. I'm going to give my reasons why, A person who you are going to live with within the home or around the home, either you are going to give them a boys' quarter or something like that, it is very easy to monitor them. Time punctuality, you will also be able to control different habits. We come from different backgrounds, different cultures, such as theft. You will also be keenly, intervening with that person, rather than a person who's going to be moving from their home, coming to work in your home. Most of the time, such situations are prompting to them. They might end up indulging in theft. They might end up not only indulging in theft, but also other behaviors that maybe might cross your boundaries. So I would request that, if possible, it's better to have a maid who is actually going to be living within the home or around the home. You might give that person a boys' quarter, or you might give him a residence within your gate, so that whenever you need, that person is there and is available. But again, I would love to also say that there are some maids who actually come to work and they have strong reasons why they actually need to travel from their homes. Some of them, they have children they are taking care of, like young toddlers. Some of them might have different conditions that might not allow them to sleep over or sleep within your residency or their employer's residency. But again, I think it goes back to one-on-one, how you're going to be communicating with your housekeeper or your maid. If they give you strong reasons which are not going to be crossing your boundaries, you can let them in so that they come work in the morning hours and they can go in the evening hours, or they come in the evening hours and they are not around during that day hours. So it all goes back to you. It bases on your boundaries you have set. Oh, before actually you guys, I move off this topic, I would love to also say that there are also part-time maids. I want to talk about them individually. Here we call them abakubibe bichuba. Yes, we have part-time maids or housekeepers. So such maids, they come in at different intervals of that day, per schedule or per your agreement. They might be coming in on only Fridays to do your laundry or your children's laundry, or they are coming in on every Monday and Friday to clean the backyard or to clean the compound. So so they come in at different intervals. But the special thing with this one is that for them, they are not, I'm not going to say that they are not reliable. They are actually reliable, but for them, you have to pay them there and then. Instant pay. You have to pay them there and then. So according to the work they have done, they need their money to be paid there and then. This brings me to the next question. So the next question is saying, how much is it to visit a doctor? How much is it to visit a doctor? So I will start it from this particular angle. We have about three different sectors when it comes to healthcare here in the country. And we have the private sector, we have the government sector, we have the local sector, the herbalists. So I think, in my own opinion, most of the government hospitals, you don't need a consultation fees. Yes, I'm a nurse. I have worked in some of these government hospitals and sometimes private hospitals. So in Nakuru, for example, Nakuru Hospital, I never saw it like you have to pay a particular charge for, first of all, talk to the doctor, such as these other private healthcare institutions, have to pay. So it is, in government hospitals, it's almost free. You reach there, you make the line. After you are in the line and the opportunity comes to go to the doctor's room, you go to the doctor's room, the doctor explains to you what it's bothering you or something like that, and later on they give you the diagnosis and they can write you the medication. Yes, so in government hospitals, I think what you have to expect, it's a little bit just to make the doctor happy. You might give them 5,000 Ugandan shillings, that is around $1, or 10,000 Ugandan shillings, that is around $3. Most of them, starting from Entebbe Grade B, Mulago, and all those other, government hospitals. But again, I have to caution you that if you need fast attention in government hospitals, you have to touch the wallet. Yes, you have to give them something in order to get immediate attention in government hospitals. But for private institutions, everything is to be paid for. Yes, starting from the doctor's first intervention with you, the doctor's first intervention with you, just talking to that doctor like this, you need to have paid a particular amount of money. Then on top of that, the diagnosis which the doctor is going to be making for you, you also have to pay for it. The medication, everything is to be paid for. So I'm going to give you a broad view on the private institution. So the doctor's consultation fee here in most of the private institutions, I think it ranges from around $3 to around 7 or even $10. It bases on which private health institution are you tackling. If there are these local small, very very for profit, clinics or private hospitals, that is around $6, just doctor's consultation fees, before actually you go for the main medication and any procedure done onto you. Yes, and I think for also the diagnosis, this is from condition to condition. I don't want to be specific with the amount of money, but what you have to know, at least medication starts from around 30,000 Ugandan shillings and above. Emitwale, so if you have found a good private institution which knows what they are doing, it's around 30,000 Ugandan shillings and above. That's around $10 and above before you go to the tests. So you might find that they are going to be doing CBC, complete blood count. Complete blood count, that might be around $5 or $6. That is around 12,000 Ugandan shillings, 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Maybe they are going to do urinalysis. Urinalysis in some private hospitals is around $10. Some of them it's around $7 or $5. So that is around again 15,000 Ugandan shillings and around 25,000 Ugandan shillings. So what you have to know, that every condition calls for a specific amount of money. But generally, it is not that expensive, because I recently had a friend of mine, Martha, who was actually suffering from malaria, but the whole medication, starting from that test which they did, blood slide, to the diagnosis, to the medication, ceftriaxone, 1 gram, which they were giving her, the total cost went up to 200,000 Ugandan shillings. So 200,000 Ugandan shillings, I think, is around, can I say 50 or 40, around 50, let me take it to $50. The whole dose for malaria, it was around $50. That is around 200,000 Ugandan shillings. Let me know, guys, what you think of my opinion in the comment section below. So you guys, this brings me to the next question, which is availability of medication. Is there a medication available in the country? My dear, medication is here. Medication is here for almost everything, starting from the simplest diseases that headache, to the most complex one. I think the most complex one for now, we can take it up to not even COVID-19 medication, but for a lot of carcinogenic medication, cancerous medication, drugs which treat cancer, most of them, drugs for chemotherapy, most of them. We have drugs for almost every condition, as long as this condition has been mapped, by scientists on the map of, the medical field. Those drugs are here. But I would say that sometimes these drugs, they are not in government hospitals, and you have to actually go out and buy them from clinics out there. And when you're going to be buying this medication from clinics out there, it tends to be a little bit expensive. Now, for example, I'll give you an example of azithromycin. Azithromycin is an antibiotic, strong antibiotic, but 3 tablets like this, they cost about 7,000, 10,000 Ugandan shillings. That is around $3. Yes. And I'll also give you another example. For example, Clexane. You know Clexane, and anticoagulant. Anticoagulant. I think you know that. And people who are having DVT, thrombosis, such conditions, those are slightly expensive medications. And most of the time, you might not find them in government institutions, but rather in private institutions or private pharmacies. Let us take examples of medications we have most of the time in private institutions: metronidazole, paracetamol, diclofenac, all those ones we have them. But some drugs you cannot find them in government. You have to spend your money, buy them in the private sector. And always our doctors are very understanding, because they also know that most of the time the money is not here, and we are kind of a developing country. Most of the time people don't have this money to actually plan for their health. What they do, they tend to write down for you those drugs so that you can go out there in the market and you look for those drugs. So this brings me, guys, to the next question. So the next question is saying, is malaria infection very high? So according to the statistics of this country, as per malaria, I would say that malaria has reduced a lot and a lot and a lot. It has become one of the endemic, I can say, but even endemic is a very big word. Very, it is within different areas within the country. I cannot say that we are malaria free. No, we are not malaria free, but I would say that we are different parts of this country or districts in the country which actually have higher rates of malaria than others. That is the truth. But according to the statistics, it shows that malaria has reduced a lot and a lot and a lot. Yes, it has reduced a lot and a lot. Maybe because of the government's intervention, especially when it comes to advocating for mosquito nets, advocating for rightful or proper ways of preventing malaria and mosquitoes. Maybe also doing a lot of health talks, especially on in hospitals and adverts, because the government has injected in, I believe, a lot of money to make people aware of that disease. But it is here, but it's not so high. Here, but not so high. But what I would recommend, that when you reach into this country, best safe way to be on the best side, please get a mosquito net. Yes, I'm not going to tell you 100%, but get a mosquito net, because most of the time when you are new in this country, your body has to first of all, get adapted. I might get bitten by a mosquito, but I might not react that much. But a person who has ever bitten by a mosquito, but not those ones of Uganda, which are very, very rampant, if that makes sense, you might end up when you get malaria for the first time. But what you have to make sure that you have, please have a mosquito net when you arrive into the country, and also make sure that you observe the proper malaria prevention ways, such as closing the windows very early, such as oiling water around the home, slashing around the home. And yes, so this brings me to the next question: do you need air conditioning in the home, I think, or in a car? Yes, you need air conditioner in the home or in a car. So another thing which is amazing that I want to talk about is that Uganda is a part of Africa. So part of Africa, it means that we have our conditions are very, very amazing, and they move side by side of each other. I'll tell you one example. For example, weather. It is shining in the morning, it is raining in the evening. It is not humid, it is a little bit humid. So that is our weather conditions. I don't have a lot of information on this, but what you have to know is that most of the time you don't need air conditioners. I've grown up in a home without an air conditioner. I've went to all schools without air conditioners, except in cars, and I've actually never took it at a serious note to sit in a car with an air conditioner. I don't know, maybe because I'm just used to it. But when it comes to weather, I would say that weather is good. Yes, I'm not going to say very, very good, but it is good. What you have to know is that it is good. It is very good weather, and most of the time inside our homes, it doesn't get very, very hot. Inside might be very, very hot, but inside your house, it doesn't get very, very hot, because at the end of the day, it might get hot in the morning, and the evening it is very cold. And on the issue of the car, I think that this is person to person. If you feel like you need an air conditioner in your car, you might put it on. If you feel like you don't need the air conditioner, well and good. So this brings me to the last question, which says that how is the weather? Heat, humid, heat, humid in the morning, midday, and evening. Oh, I think the question what she tried to mean was like, is the weather very hot or humid in the morning? And what about the midday? And what about in the evening? So again, I'll go back to previously what I've just talked about. I said that our weather is good. That is the issue. Our weather is so good. I'm not going to say it's very good, but it is good. So most of our mornings actually they tend to be slightly cold, but not cold, negative cold. No. They tend to just be cold and a little bit humid. But I promise you, by eight, even sometimes by 7, the sun is shining. So our mornings, most of the time, they are comprised of a lot of, slight warmth. Slight warmth because the sun's rays are just moving from the sky, and you know, they are starting to circulate all the coldness. But most of the time, especially on normal days, mornings they tend to be a little bit cold, but the coldness might say that it ends around 7 and the sun comes in and it takes over. And by 9, you might find that the whole village, the whole city is shining. Yeah? The whole place is shining, that, and you imagine it was really night about 3 hours ago. So when it comes to midday, our middays they tend to be very, very shining, a little bit heaty, with a lot of warmth, especially around 12 o'clock during that day, or 1 or 2. It tends to be very, very shiny, with a lot of heat. But as soon as it hits afternoon, it starts cooling down. It starts cooling down like spontaneously, like you are very sure that it is going to start cooling down, and by evening it has actually cooled down very, 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 very absolutely well. The heat has reduced by then. The coldness is not that cold, if that makes sense. Then on top of that, the humidity is not like there completely. It just tends to be, especially in the evening, a little bit cold. It is cold but not humid and not hot. So thank you very much, you guys, for watching this vlog from start to finish. And that is if you have watched from start to finish. Let me know in the comment section below your different opinions. Give her advice, or give her some advice, if that makes sense, in the comment section below. Hopefully it will help her in one way or another. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share out with friends and family. Let me meet you in the next video. Tanyanishailoc switching out. Bye for now.